I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Good morning. I'm Celeste Melgosa Maldonado. I am AFIA's salutatorian. And I would firstly like to thank the people here and who helped make Anne Frank Inspire Academy what it is today. Board members, Shelley McCulloch, Oda Scott Jr., Dr. Alan Holden, Olin Tunnel, Board President Carmen Barreras, the Superintendent of the schools, Dr. Ken Witt, CEO of Brain Nation, Jennifer Rower, other district administration, and our own campus administration, staff, friends, the students, the families, and parents. Thank you all for being here. Four years ago, we had no clue what the world would be like by the end of our high school career, and we still don't know what our future has in store for us. Even though it's a part of life, the uncertainty of our future is nevertheless concerning. But we aren't the same person we were 4 years ago when we started high school. Though we are still young, we've matured and are being sent off into the real world now. Anne Frank Inspire Academy gave us the opportunity to learn how to function as an individual, as well as how to interact with each other. Our teachers and staff were always there during the good and bad, teaching us and giving advice to those who asked. Though last year was mostly remote, they were always there when we had questions, as well as making the year as close to a regular senior year as possible. They got to know us individually at the same time as we were getting to know ourselves. Each one of us brought something to AFIA, as well as learned something for ourselves. Today, we get our diplomas while wearing our caps and gowns, and it may be the end of a long chapter we're used to, but it's the beginning of a new one with endless possibilities. Although we all have different stories, all going in different directions, we share this same experience of learning here at AFIA, which we would all take into our adult lives. Though the thought might be frightening, we made it through high school as well as the past year, meaning each and every one of us is capable of getting through the rest of our lives with our heads held high. Though these 4 years weren't what we expected, the experience we all gained was worth the wait. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the third annual commencement ceremony for Anne Frank Inspire Academies. My name is Ken Witt. I am the superintendent of schools. And I just want to say, graduates, congratulations. Awesome job. You're here. You made it. Looking forward to the future for sure. I know speeches are something that I know everyone wants to get through the speeches and we move forward with actually getting your diplomas. So I'm just going to take just a couple of minutes to say a few words to you. To the class of 2021, I must again say, as I did at last year's commencement ceremony, this has truly been a very unique school year. It has been a year like no other. No one could have predicted the COVID-19 pandemic, not just on schools and the effect on schools, but on your facilitators, staff members, students yourselves, and also the parents and what that did for families. Who would have thought that we would close campuses, we would have to move instruction to different learning formats, and most of all, that high-stakes test that everyone has to take because of the state of Texas, that STAR assessment, we would have to take it, you would have to take it and pass it, but they wouldn't necessarily count it this year in terms of an A through F campus rating. Who would have thought I would be repeating those words 2 years in a row? I didn't. When I said those words last year, I was hoping the pandemic was going to be over very short and quick. Lesson learned, right? Lesson learned. And while this school year may have had been a year of challenges and obstacles that you had to overcome, we did learn a few things about ourselves and about you as students. We acquired the knowledge that you, the graduates of the class of 2021, are just not resilient, but highly adaptable, and you're also committed, dedicated, and engaged, and are ready to tackle the world, whatever that may hit you with. As you look to the future and encounter what life comes your way, both in good times and in bad times, I'm going to ask graduates that you reflect on 2 words. I'm going to ask that you reflect on 2 words, Anne Frank. Remember not just her name or her diary, or for that matter, just this school, but remember the legacy and the ultimate impact that one little girl left upon the world. Confined in hiding for 2 years in a very small room in an annex of a building, she discovered and found strength, courage, and most importantly, compassion, and even in the darkest of days. Graduates moving forward, your legacy and destiny is still yet undefined. You have the opportunity to design, define, and determine your own path moving forward from this point. To quote Anne Frank, parents can give good advice or put their children on the correct path, but the final forming of a person's character lies in their own hands. As you go forward and live your life, Anne Frank graduates, you too must find these characteristics that empower you to write that next chapter of your life. Whether that be starting a career, whether that be starting college, whether that be starting or enlisting in military service, whatever your options are out there, you're in charge of your own destiny. These acts may be challenging at times, and you may have to work very hard to achieve your goals, but determination and perseverance will ultimately triumph over hesitancy and idleness. In her diary, Anne Frank wrote, "We have many reasons for hope, for great happiness, but we have to earn it." I add that's something you can't achieve by procrastinating and inaction. More so, as I reflect on the hope and hard work that is inspired, hopefully through this school and through the facilitators, that they have tied everything together for you that made each conversation, each discussion, each inquiry, and each lesson purposeful for you. So to the graduating class of 2021, continue to work hard. Work hard and find your strengths that can help you fulfill your dreams. Embrace the challenges that life will throw your way, and I hope your experiences at Anne Frank have instilled upon you inspiration, flexibility, and most importantly, creativity above all else in defining your own life's path and your destiny. Always remember, you are part of AFIA, Anne Frank Inspire Academies, and it's our legacy to leave to you that you belong, that you do find joy, and that you are great. Congratulations to the class of 2021.
Good morning, parents, family, friends, facilitators, staff, and fellow graduates. I am Taylor Maxwell and honored to be elected the 2021 AFIA Inspire Award recipient. In 2017, I began my high school career as a freshman at AFIA. I was the quiet student coming into a new environment, not knowing anyone or understanding the new learning model. Thanks to my facilitators, counselors, IAs, and fellow students, I found my niche here at school both socially and academically. I never imagined myself receiving this award nor standing before you to give thanks. I merely tried to survive high school. I have learned that AFIA is more than a school. It has been home for 4 years. Not only did we learn about core subjects, we did learn about life, We could always approach our facilitators and IAs with serious or lighthearted questions or concerns. AFIA was our second family. Our home changed over the last 4 years, but the heart of the family has always remained the same. Since 2020, our class endured a global pandemic. Our school experience is unique. We are unique. However, AFIA had us prepared and we overcame all obstacles thrown at us. The class of 2021 is like no other, and together we share that uniqueness. I would like to take this time to recognize all of our facilitators. It hasn't always been easy, but you all managed to teach us with such ease. In 2019, we were introduced to the new head of the school, Mr. Johnston. From the start, he got to know each and every one of us. He wasted no time into knowing our names, and thank you for all that you do for AFIA and our families. Our successes are your successes. To Mr. Moss for coming in during our final year and making sure each of us were on track with senior goals. Thank you. To Miss Lima, thank you for making me feel welcome and for your encouraging words since freshman year. You have a caring heart and the epitome of what AFIA stands for. To my friends and classmates, it has been a journey through thick and thin. We made it. We have made friendships that will last a lifetime. In the words of Anne Frank, parents can only give good advice or put them on the right paths, but the final forming of a character lies in their own hands. Class of 2021, let's go out there and form who we want to be while inspiring others to achieve their dreams. May AFIA always have a place in your minds and in your hearts, and I hope you think of your time here in fondness just as I will. Thank you.
Around this room, there are probably people you know, and those you may never know. And believe it or not, it's quite important to know how to interact with others. It is of the utmost importance to remember that people are individuals. However distinct or cookie cutter you may feel they are, individuals will have likes and dislikes while having many different rates of affinity for various areas. You are an individual, I'd hope, and most individuals would like to be treated with fairly and kindly. Keeping this in mind, it should always be a priority to be fair or nice towards others you interact with. And if you can't be either, you can at least be tactful. Individuals can have immense variety stemming from their experiences. Such variety results in a plethora of resources and connections that each individual can offer. Some of these can even be connections that you may not realize are a resource. As an example, let's say some extended family member you have may do like landscaping. Say, while you may not need such services at the moment, a coworker or friend may be looking for one. Likewise, let's say you may be struggling in some class and some random interaction with a classmate can lead to a recommendation for some sort of study strategy or even a tutor. Most individuals love to feel appreciated and listened to. So, if you give others the courtesy of your attention and time, they will often be happy to share their experience with you. Simply showing basic human kindness can lead a long way and may result in lifelong friendships. As for some, it is a rarity to feel as though they're being appreciated at all. As you interact with others, you can set a reputation for yourself in how you interact or carry yourself. Depending on your reputation, people that you interact with may seek you out to tell you of opportunities that fall under the precedents you've set for yourself. This can be a key aspect to success in what you pursue, and as you often gain access to insider knowledge and information regarding deadlines or applications. This is especially evident if you interact with others that correlate with your precedent of choice. Whether in the career field or in academia, it is important to keep in contact with those that have experience to help you get to wherever you wish to head. Anyways, thanks for listening, y'all. Be sure to stay safe, don't be racist, and don't be too mean to people.
Do you know what makes a good graduation speech? It's one that makes you smile. It's one that's short. It's one that you don't remember because it doesn't offend anybody and it doesn't make you think. So today I have set out to give the worst graduation speech of all time. Now some of you are concerned because you're like, does that mean it's going to be long? But don't worry, there's 4 more of these ceremonies and this is just going to be a part. So it's not going to be that long for you. But let me be clear. The world is not getting worse. There is no better day than today. We need to remember that our founding fathers had it so bad, they set out for a revolution, a revolt, so they could stand on their own. We used to arrest people for where they sat, where they ate. We used the atomic bomb. Our hospitals and morgues used to be the same building, and we would have to convince doctors to wash their hands. Fear is how you move the masses, and I challenge you today to inspire a revolution simply by being you. Start believing the truth, the same truth that our founding fathers believed, that our better day is not only today, but it's also tomorrow and the next day. It's easy to sell a negative. It's easy to sell that you've been cheated and mistreated because of a pandemic. But it's just not true, guys. You see, you know what nobody else has known. You know that this country will pull together during difficult times and crisis. You know that you can connect to anyone around the world through technology. You know that the world needs you. It needs you, Sarah Abraham, to inspire and connect us. It needs you, Rogue, to see the world differently and to use your logic to see beyond the basic concept. It needs you, Taylor, to maximize your potential and understand that nobody defines you. It needs you, Celeste, to set a goal and work harder than everybody else to achieve it. Sabrina, Serena, Sebastian, it needs you to show us that you can belong to each other, but still appreciate the headstrongness of Sabrina. The focus of Serena and the it's all gonna be okay attitude of Sebastian. Isabella, it needs you to show up every day and work hard regardless of what's going on around you. Faith, it needs you to sacrifice yourself and love others and focus on serving and caring. And Lance, it needs you to turn around and say, hey, I can get along with anybody and I can have fun, but I can also finish in the top of my class because I know what it means to work hard. You see, the world's getting better today, and I know it's getting better because we're sending you into it. This is a big world. It's bigger than we are. It's smarter than we are. But it knows all it needs is for you to be you so that the collective us can be better. An African proverb states, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, we go together. One of the main reasons that many believe this world is getting worse is because of the fact that we're a lot more inclusive than we've ever been. Simply put, there's more ideas that we don't understand. There's more voices to be heard. I grew up in a world where they told us not to talk about religion, politics, and baseball. And in my opinion, what's happened is there's been a decline in religion, politics, and baseball. Instead of interpreting inclusiveness as being respectful and appreciative of all views, it seems that we have a belief that inclusiveness means that nobody carries a strong conviction at all. I want to encourage you to have enough courage to have a belief system so strong that you can listen to others. You can be surrounded by others that believe differently than you, but you can love others more because they do. The challenge here is to be rooted in a foundation where you're not swayed by every thought and every idea, but instead be surrounded by differences only strengthens you and empowers you. You see, the real world is trying to convince you and convince us that there's only one right, that there's only one good. But I'm reminded of an old Indian story where a Cherokee grandfather was telling his grandson about two wolves. One was evil. He was anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. The other is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. You see, the same fight goes on inside of you, and it goes on inside of everybody else too. The grandson thought for a little bit, and then he asked his grandfather, "Which wolf will win?" The old Cherokee simply replied, "The one you feed." You see, being inclusive doesn't mean that you have to be exclusive. Being inclusive doesn't mean that exclusivity doesn't exist. It doesn't mean that bad doesn't exist. You see, Lexi, we need you to feed the wolf and channel those that you care about and support others. Michaelin, the one that wakes up and attacks problems with efficiency and swiftness. Adam, the one that dances freely and doesn't care that anybody's watching. Kimberly, feed the wolf whose confidence knows that you can accomplish anything you want. Max, the ones that sees the world differently, Max, the one who sees what others do not and dreams what others only wish. Eric, feed the one who has a clear focus and determination of what you know you will already accomplish. And Ethan, feed the wolf that humbly knows you're smarter than most. My challenge to you is that you don't make inclusivity exclusive, that you allow for your impact on this world to be that you don't have to accept me as an individual for me to accept you. Impact is defined as having a strong effect on someone or something. Some want me to prepare you for a punch in the mouth that you're about to receive. They want me to scare you into what this real world has in store for you. A famous boxer probably said it best when he said, "Everybody has a plan until you get hit in the mouth." So are you ready? Are you ready for me to tell you what the real world has in store for you? The truth is, before they cut off your electricity, they have to tell you. Before they evict you, they got to warn you. If you keep enough money and you have good enough credit, the bank will loan you money for stuff you can't afford. If you get laid off for a short period of time, you can draw a portion of your salary through unemployment. Now understand, I'm not placing value of whether or not these things are right or wrong. My point is, the real world has empathy. And I challenge you to give yourself and others in your life some empathy. Because it's through empathy that we're going to make a larger impact. When you live your life exuding empathy, you understand that today is perfect because we're celebrating together. You understand that we give ourselves opportunity to make greater impacts. You understand that empathy widens and deepens our impact because people want to listen to us. They want to be around us. If you want me to give you a dose of reality, here it is. You matter. And you make an impact on everyone and everything you come in contact with. If that scares you, it shouldn't. Because I'm looking forward and I'm excited about the fact that Jasmine Franklin is going to impact this world with her leadership in nurturing ways. That Ben Hertzberger, with his ability to not get distracted and stay focused on the literal. Louis Hudy is going to help others reach their full potential. Autumn Meyer is going to continue to be steady and consistent. Thomas Narendorf is going to impact this world by lighting up the room. And Ari Ness, with his ability to build friendships and find the good in everything and everyone. Judah, you're going to impact this world by making people feel love that they've never felt before. And Joseph, you're going to continue to find the angles to make the world more efficient and better. And Clarissa, by setting your mind and determination and accomplishing whatever you want. The question never lies in, am I going to make an impact? But instead, am I going to be proud of the mark that I leave? A quote contributed to Buddha says that the mind is everything. What you think is what you become. I love the idea of being the last one to speak at graduation, the last one to give advice, the last one to impart wisdom, the last one to make a difference. If only that was true. Because there's a misconception that the purpose of school is to prepare you for your future, to prepare you for your career, to prepare you for the real world. I think the reason it rained today was because it knows that's not the truth. See, we're not here today to harvest you and all of your hard work. We're here to finally plant the seed. Today's about covering the seed so that you are ready to grow. It symbolizes the work that we've done to prepare the soil that we leave you in. And some of you we leave in soil because you worked with us that is prepared to withstand storms, droughts, and other hardships. Others, unfortunately, will be left in places where it'll be hard to grow and prosper until the wind picks you up and plants you where you need to be. Regardless of where you are in this part of the story, what is true is what lies next is up to you. Mia, I challenge you. I challenge you to water your ability to overcome and persevere. Jeremy, to create and innovate. Jasmine, to inspire others and overcome obstacles. Galaxy, to use your humor and your ability to make people smile. Caleb, to be introspective and a philosopher. Caleb Sanchez, to connect with others and bring people together. Nolan, water your competitiveness and your desire to be the best. Callie, your talents and your work ethic. Azelle, your determination and your refusal to give up. Madison, your commitment to your family. And CJ, your undenying, unwavering belief in yourself. Do not misunderstand me. You do not enter this season alone, yet today is a rite of passage. It is a day that responsibility shifts, and I encourage you to understand that you are just now entering the season of growth, and that the next 5, 10 to 15 years will be full of experiences that will shape you into what this world is going to harvest on another day. Graduates, families, friends, I leave you with one last challenge: to focus on your strengths. Focus on what you do well, not on your shortcomings. Galatians 6:9 reminds us, and let us not grow weary of doing good. In due season we will reap if you do not give up. And the best way not to give up is to focus on what you do well, because that's what the world needs. Today, across the 4 graduations, I've challenged you to inspire by being you, to make an impact with empathy, to be inclusive without being exclusive, and to water your growth by focusing on your strengths. I've used an African proverb, an old Indian story, a quote from Buddha, and a verse from the Bible. You see, I can use all these different sources because the fact of the matter is, no matter what the world wants you to believe, we're really not that different. And I challenge you, and I beg you, I implore you to take this truth and continue your process to belong, find joy, and be great. This year's valedictorian, Aaron Merritt. Sarah Abraham. This year's salutatorian, Celeste Magoso Maldonado. Rogue Martinez. This year, Anne Frank Inspire Award Student Excellent winner, Taylor Maxwell. Sabrina Ortega. Sebastian Ortega. Serena Ortega. Isabella Salinas. Faith Terrasas. Lance Williams. Carson Colvin. Alexiana Ariando. LaKaylin Bridgman. Adam Candelas Valenzuela. Kimberly Corbahal. Eric Dillard. Ethan Fish. Jasmine Franklin. Benjamin Hersberger. Judah Santos. Joseph Parker. Ari Ness. Autumn Meyer. Thomas Nerendorf. Louis Cootie. Clarissa Perez. Jasmine Prinz. Callie Smith. Mia Godry. Caleb Rodriguez. Nolan Shimshek. Jeremy Perez. Caleb Sanchez. Crescencio Medina. Madison Wager. Galaxy Fuentes. Giselle Valenciano. Graduates, would you please rise? Dr. Witt, it is with great pleasure that I present to you this group of graduates and those that have come before you today as have meeting all requirements as required by TEA and the state of Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your graduating class of 2021.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.